Hey PMC, it's Lauren again. I am here with vocal video number 3. So we started off with our breathing into alignment, and our second video we talked a little bit about jaw tension and neck tension and how to release and open the space for singing. So today I wanted to focus on vowels, because vowels are the vehicles for our voice. And we get to shape the sound as it comes out of our mouth, but it really starts with the shape that we have inside the mouth. So there are 5 Latin vowels, and I'm pretty sure y'all are all very familiar with them. We've got A, E, I, O, and U. The ones that seem to be the trickiest for singers who aren't used to singing with these pure Latin vowels are O and E. The urge is to bend O at the end and include an U sound, so it becomes O. And the other urge for E is to include an E sound at the end, A. And so then that becomes what's called a mixed vowel. We want to be sure that we understand and can feel the difference between the 5 pure vowels and situations where we need to combine and mix vowels. So we're going to do some singing, yay! It's still not on really specific pitches, but phonating, and focusing on the vowel and the shapes of the vowel and the shape of the mouth and the sound that it produces. So first, before we sing anything, put your hands here, and we're gonna say the sequence of vowels, starting with E. E tends to be the vowel that we feel is the most spread, E, because we use our lips when really you don't need your lips. You can say E without lips, or well, not without lips, but without spreading your lips. E, A, O, U. As you go through that sequence, E, A, O, U, pay attention to what happens with your tongue, and pay attention to what happens with cheeks and the movement of your lips. So this first time through, think about what your tongue is doing. E, A, O, U. You should feel like your tongue starts off forward and up against your teeth, E, and then continues to move backwards in your mouth. E, A, O, U. So really, you're creating more egg space the whole time. E, A, O, U. Then if you think about your lips actually move forward as your tongue moves backward. E, A, O, U. So the most closed that your lips become are for the U vowel. So what I want you to do is speak these vowels with me. Pick sort of a highish head voicey pitch for you. And we're going to sustain between them. So instead of breaking E, A, we're going to run between them. And I'm going to do it way up here in my head voice. E, O. So what I want you to do this time, as you're going through these sequence of vowels, pay attention to how it changes the feeling in your head. Because vibrations change depending on the vowel you're singing on. E, O, and you can do this way up high. You can incorporate slides through all of this. And see if this time when you do it, you can figure out which vowel is your favorite. Because most singers have a favorite vowel, a vowel that feels really resonant or just feels really good to sing that vowel. And sometimes it changes depending on the pitch. But in your general comfort zone, which vowel feels the best for you? E, O, U. go back and forth between E, actually is one of my favorites, and O. Very different, but again, it does depend on the pitch I'm singing. So now let's pick one sustained pitch. I'm gonna pick something sort of middle of my range, nothing fancy. And I'm gonna take a nice big breath and I'm gonna sustain on the same pitch and do the same sequence of vowels. Now I'm not trying to really control or do anything with my vibrato, so do whatever feels comfortable. But pay attention to what happened to your tongue or your jaw as you started to sing. We have all these associations with singing, like, and we start to, sometimes we have bad habits, sometimes we have good habits. But this is a moment where we're taking the step from phonating on non-specific pitches and doing all of the things that lead up to singing, and then taking the step into singing. Did something change? This is a really key moment for singers to figure out whether they have some glitch in the matrix, is what I was going to say, but they have some sort of habit of either gripping with their jaw or making a funny shape with their mouth or hitching their tongue to one side or whatever it is. This is the moment to figure out what it is. So let's try again and focus on what you're feeling, It's not about what it sounds like. What are you feeling in your mouth? What are you feeling in your instrument? Okay, here we go again on E-A-O. Did you notice anything? Now, what I want you to do next, same exercise, but tilt your head a little bit. Now, I'm not crunching the back of my neck, but I want to lift, almost feel like you're taking the top part of your skull and lifting that open. You may feel the resonance a little differently this time. I've noticed, even with myself, lately actually, that there's sometimes an urge to tilt your head down. And some of it is because you're reading music, and you have to look down. But then that becomes just a natural head position. When you lift your head up, it opens up different spaces in your body and you feel the resonance differently. And sometimes it can feel incredibly liberating and change the way everything vibrates. So I'm gonna do the same exercise, same idea of tilting my head, but I'm gonna pick a different pitch, something a little higher. Ooh tends to feel really good in this space with my head tilted back a little bit. Now, another thing you can do, see, we're going through this sequence of vowels from E to E in that organized sequence. You could pick different vowels that maybe seem either difficult for you or easy for you, whatever works. So let's say, for example, oo and E, they're on the opposite end of the spectrum, right? Oo, closed lips, E, relaxed lips. Can we maintain the same core of sound as we're moving from oo to E? Same idea though, just one sustained pitch. Just say it one time though, actually. Ooh-ee, ooh-ee. Now can you do it as quickly as possible? Ooh-ee, ooh-ee, ooh-ee. Now can you really stretch it out? Ooh-ee. You feel how there's a lot of shifting that happens and repositioning in your mouth to go from oo to E. So let's sing it on that sustained pitch. Ooh-ee, ooh-ee, ooh-ee. Okay, how does that feel? Does that feel strange? Does it feel good? These are all little things that you want to think about. When you're not worried about rhythm, you're not worried about specific pitches. Right now, we're not worried about blending, unfortunately. I wish we were. These are things to think about for your own instrument, for your own ability to navigate through pitches and through music as a singer. Luckily, sometimes we have consonants dropped in between these vowels, and that can be a really helpful way to distinguish between the vowels. But sometimes we don't. Sometimes we go from one vowel to another, and very often we don't get all the way to the vowel that we need to get to. We end up, let's say if we're going from oo to e, we end up somewhere in between, from oo and e, somewhere in between the spectrum. And then those vowels become harder to blend as a choir because not everybody makes it all the way to the really pure, beautiful E vowel. So this is a really helpful way to get to know your vowels, get to know how you pronounce them and how you shape them in your mouth, which helps you as an individual singer, obviously, because you can really experiment with your resonance, but it will also really help you as a choral singer because you'll be able to know, okay, in this line, for example, I have to change pitch. There's, let's say, a skip from this note to this note, and I have to change vowels. If there is an issue individually or an issue as an ensemble, which your conductor would tell you about, you can do some individual triage there and assess, well, am I getting all the way to the vowel? Because I know that I need to get to E and I'm not there all the way. So this is how this could be applicable to a choral setting. But let's take another set of vowels. So we did oo to E. Let's try ah and eh. Ah, eh. Let's just say it one time. Ah, eh. Ah, eh. Ah, eh. It's weird, right? We're used to putting a little glottal in front of eh, which is okay. Just be aware of it. And let's do the same exercise. Ah, eh, sustained pitch. Ah, eh. Lift your head a little. Ah, eh. How does that feel? These are all really, really helpful things to do. Again, you don't need a keyboard. You don't need to worry about rhythm. You don't need to worry about pitch. Trust me, we will get to those things, and I will give you some exercises to do that include rhythm and that include specific pitches. But right now we're using these videos as an opportunity to just start from the beginning, get to know your own instrument, because the better you know your own instrument, the better you can be a part of the bigger instrument that makes up a choir. And the better you can feel like you're contributing the best parts of your instrument to that group sound. I hope this was helpful. And next time, we'll talk about consonants and articulation, which I always find exciting because that's what gives singers some of their oomph. So I hope you all are well, and I'll see you for the next vocal video.